What if I told you China is about to test a train so fast it could race a jet and win? Faster than planes, faster than any rail system ever built. And the scariest part? It's not just an experiment. It's already on the tracks. Before I show you how China's 1,000 km/h maglev train may upend everything we thought we knew about transportation, and why it makes global powers deeply uneasy, smash that subscribe button, because what we're about to see is more than a train. It's a warning shot at the future. Picture this. It's early morning in Beijing. You step onto a sleek, futuristic train platform. As the doors slide open, you step inside to find plush seats, subtle ambient lighting, and a view through panoramic windows. You settle in with a steaming cup of jasmine tea, preparing for a journey to Shanghai. The catch? Instead of the usual 5 to 6 hours, you'll arrive in just 90 minutes. No airports, no planes, no jet engines roaring overhead, just an almost eerie silence paired with mind-bending speed. This isn't a plot from the latest sci-fi blockbuster. It's a real tangible plan unfolding in China right now. At the heart of this dream lies a simple yet revolutionary concept. What if trains didn't need wheels at all? What if they could defy friction, float weightlessly, and slice through the air at speeds rivaling fighter jets? China's 1,000 km/h maglev train is not about incremental improvements. It's a bold attempt to rewrite the rules of ground transportation. Instead of battling the resistance that wheels and air impose, this train levitates magnetically inside a vacuum tube, eliminating drag and friction almost entirely. But where does this dream start? Not in the mega metropolises of Beijing or Shanghai, but in Datong City, Shaanxi Province. Hidden behind imposing concrete walls, a 2-kilometer vacuum tube test facility quietly hums with activity. Here, engineers and scientists are meticulously testing and tuning the heart of the system, the vacuum environment, magnetic levitation, and propulsion mechanisms that could one day connect China's vast cities in minutes, redefining the very idea of travel. Achieving 1,000 km/h on rails isn't a matter of simply building a faster train. It's a battle against every physical force that tries to slow you down. The biggest enemy? Air resistance. At such incredible speeds, the air itself pushes back with tremendous force, making acceleration brutal and energy consumption skyrocket. China's answer? Remove air altogether. The train travels inside a sealed near vacuum tube where air pressure is reduced to less than 1/1000th of normal atmospheric pressure. This vacuum environment cuts air drag to almost nothing. It's like flying at an altitude of 50,000 feet, but instead of soaring above the clouds, the train glides just centimeters above its tracks on the ground. And that track? There are no wheels rolling along steel rails here. Instead, a cutting-edge superconducting maglev system uses powerful electromagnets cooled to nearly absolute zero. These magnets generate a magnetic field so precise it levitates the train, locked in place with near-perfect stability, eliminating friction completely. Gravity? It still pulls, but the system is engineered to manage vertical forces and vibrations, making the ride astonishingly smooth at breakneck speed. Initial testing in 2023 revealed stunning results. The prototype maglev reached a speed of 622 km/h in a normal atmospheric environment, a new record for China's trains, second only to the current world record holder in Japan. But this is only the start. To push beyond 1,000 km an hour, China is building a massive test track at least 60 kilometers long. This track will provide enough distance not only to accelerate to top speed and decelerate safely, but also to test emergency systems that must work flawlessly when you're hurtling near the speed of sound. The complexity is staggering. Vacuum maintenance, electromagnetic stability, thermal control, and ultra-precision AI-driven operation must all come together perfectly. This is a feat that will push engineering to the edge. If it succeeds, the very concept of travel will be forever transformed. What makes this project even more remarkable isn't just its speed or technology, it's the source of every single component. Unlike other high-tech trains worldwide that rely heavily on Western suppliers for critical parts, China's 1,000 km/h maglev is being built entirely with homegrown technology. Every superconducting magnet, vacuum pump, AI control algorithm, and real-time monitoring sensor is made in China. There are no US microchips powering the system. No European engineering licenses granting permission, no outsourcing to foreign contractors. This isn't just about transportation, it's a bold statement of technological sovereignty. The spearhead of this ambitious endeavor is the China Aerospace Science and Industry Corporation, a sprawling military-industrial giant known for missile systems, hypersonic drones, and cutting-edge aerospace tech. Harnessing decades of experience in military propulsion and aerospace innovation, CASIC is applying its expertise to civilian transport with stunning speed and precision. Their motto seems clear: if you want the future of mobility, build it yourself and build it better. This self-reliant approach gives China control over its transportation destiny, shielding the project from geopolitical disruptions, sanctions, or supply chain vulnerabilities. It's more than a train, it's a glimpse into a future where technological independence shapes the global power balance, and China is racing ahead at 1,000 kilometers per hour. In much of the Western world, transformative transportation projects lumber along at a pace dictated by bureaucracy, funding cycles, and cautious incrementalism. Major infrastructure takes decades, from conception to completion, while innovation often stalls in pilot phases or technical dead ends. China's approach could not be more different. Starting from the initial conceptual sketches in 2019, the nation has compressed what would traditionally be a decade-long development into an astonishingly short 48 months. This rapid acceleration includes the simultaneous advancement of multiple critical components: the creation of near-perfect vacuum tubes, the design and build of a prototype vehicle capable of gliding silently at hypersonic speeds, and the deployment of full-scope diagnostics and control systems to ensure safety and efficiency. Key to this pace is China's integrated ecosystem of innovation. Take CRRC, the colossal state-backed train manufacturer that dominates global rail markets. In 2021, they rolled out a maglev capable of 600 kilometers per hour, already the fastest in the world. But this was merely a stepping stone. The baton passed seamlessly to CASIC, China Aerospace Science and Industry Corporation, a powerhouse in military-grade technologies which layered in ultra-high vacuum systems to drastically reduce air resistance, and an AI-driven control network that manages every millimeter of the train's movement in real time. New materials engineered at the atomic level ensure structural integrity under immense speeds and thermal fluctuations. Every piece of this technological puzzle was developed with a clear goal: full commercial operation by 2030. The implications go far beyond faster travel times. They represent a bold statement about what state-backed, coordinated innovation looks like on a national scale, where cutting-edge research, manufacturing, and strategic vision converge with unprecedented speed and precision. When Elon Musk burst onto the scene with the Hyperloop concept in 2013, the world listened. A vision of pods hurtling through near-vacuum tubes at speeds over 1,000 kilometers per hour promised a revolution in transport: fast, efficient, and futuristic. But the last decade has been sobering. Ambitions collided with technical, financial, and regulatory realities. Virgin Hyperloop, once a frontrunner, dramatically pivoted away from passenger transport, focusing instead on freight solutions, a tacit acknowledgement of the immense challenges passenger safety and comfort present at such extreme speeds. Meanwhile, the US experimental tracks for Hyperloop have struggled to exceed 200 kilometers per hour, a far cry from the theoretical promise. European test loops, despite generous funding and high-profile partnerships, remain capped below 300 kilometers an hour. Contrast this with China's quietly relentless progress. Their vacuum tube testing is not a concept demonstration but a fully operational environment simulating and validating maglev trains traveling at speeds close to the sound barrier. Where the West still debates and designs, China has moved to physical steel rails and fully enclosed vacuum environments. This widening gap is not just about technology, it's a reflection of strategic focus. The West's hesitation, spread across competing private ventures, regulatory caution, and fragmented infrastructure systems, leaves it mired in plans and prototypes. China's bold and coordinated push may soon claim the prize, not only dominating maglev transport, but setting a new global standard. That standard, once operational, could redefine logistics, urban connectivity, and international commerce. At first glance, investing billions in a train that doesn't physically touch conventional rails might sound like a technological curiosity, a futuristic novelty with limited real-world impact. But the reality is far more profound. This project is a calculated move in a larger geopolitical chess game, designed to project influence well beyond China's borders. Under the banner of the Belt and Road Initiative, China has already cemented its presence in over 150 countries through rail infrastructure, ports, and digital networks. Now, imagine the leap. A fully integrated 1,000 km/h maglev transport system exported as a turnkey package. Not just the train, but vacuum tubes engineered to exacting standards, AI-driven command centers, and support infrastructure. A complete ecosystem. Cities like Jakarta, Tehran, Bangkok, and Nairobi could soon become nodes in a new web of ultra-high-speed connectivity powered by Chinese technology and financing. The maglev isn't just transportation, it's a vehicle for soft power, a tangible demonstration of technological leadership and economic reach. This is an influence on rails, literally shaping the movement of people, goods, and ideas across continents. And while the US and other Western powers grapple with fragmented innovation and political gridlock, China's state-backed model harnesses resources, political will, and industrial scale like no other. The stakes? Nothing less than a global reset of technological and economic leadership, with maglev networks carving out the corridors of tomorrow's power. When it comes to the economics of the 1,000 km/h maglev train, the numbers alone signal a potential revolution that could reshape entire industries and daily life. Imagine a single train line connecting Beijing and Guangzhou, roughly 2,200 kilometers apart, but shaving travel time down from over 8 hours by conventional high-speed rail to just about 2 hours. This doesn't just save time, it transforms economic geography. Carrying over 100 million passengers annually is more than a transportation feat. It's the circulation of human capital on an unprecedented scale. Even with a conservative ticket price pegged at $50, that's an annual gross revenue of $5 billion from passenger fares alone. Now add freight, especially high value, time-sensitive goods, and the figure balloons significantly. Imagine supply chains accelerating, with just-in-time deliveries reducing warehouse costs and inventory risk across the economic belt. But the ripple effect goes deeper. Real estate development around stations will boom as urban nodes emerge in places previously considered too remote. Entire regions could leapfrog decades of growth in years thanks to this frictionless connectivity. Retail, services, tourism, every sector along the corridor would feel the pulse of hypersonic movement. Meanwhile, regional airlines faced existential threats. Why spend hours waiting at airports and pay more for flights when a maglev train can whisk you door to door faster, cheaper, and more reliably? Airlines might be forced to restructure, pivot, or disappear entirely on certain routes. More than just transport, this is an economic accelerator. It rewires productivity, redistributes labor, and shifts investment flows. The maglev is poised to rewrite not just travel, but the very fabric of economic interaction in China, and potentially the world. But as breathtaking as this vision is, the technical hurdles loom as titanic as the ambition itself. First, the vacuum tube stretching thousands of kilometers must maintain near-perfect conditions to eliminate air resistance. Thermal expansion alone threatens to warp and distort these enormous tubes, especially across varying climates and geological conditions. Imagine metal expanding and contracting daily with temperature swings, causing microscopic misalignments that could cascade into catastrophic failure if not accounted for. Vacuum maintenance at this scale is unprecedented. A single leak isn't just a local inconvenience, it risks breaking the vacuum, forcing emergency stops, and costly repairs. The sheer length means continuous real-time monitoring, rapid seal repairs, and the redundancy of multiple fail-safe systems must be flawless. Seismic activity is another wildcard. China's terrain is seismically active in many regions. Earthquakes or even minor tremors could jeopardize the structural integrity of these vacuum tubes and the safety of passengers hurtling inside at nearly the speed of sound. Engineering solutions must blend flexibility with strength, absorbing shocks without compromising vacuum or track alignment. And then, the staggering costs. Constructing just 60 kilometers of this vacuum maglev track is estimated to cost over $10 billion, an astronomical figure dwarfing most infrastructure projects worldwide. Stretching that to a full Beijing-Shanghai line could push the price tag to $300 billion or more, demanding unprecedented investment from state and private actors. Trust is yet another barrier, but not a technical one. Western nations, locked in rising cyber and geopolitical tensions with China, may hesitate to adopt such Chinese-developed technology, viewing it as a national security risk as much as an engineering wonder. But China isn't targeting the West's approval. Its eyes are fixed on emerging markets, the global south, and nations hungry for transformative infrastructure without Western strings attached. This is innovation married with political strategy, building not just trains, but spheres of influence. As Western democracies wrestle with political gridlock and mounting debt over infrastructure bills, China is racing ahead, laying down kilometers of vacuum tubes that symbolize more than engineering mastery. They signify a potential bifurcation of the world's future infrastructure landscape. On one side stands a planet united by hypersonic, frictionless rail, continents and megacities connected by tubes that hum with the silent promise of speed and efficiency. The pace of commerce, culture, and innovation could accelerate exponentially, compressing distances and creating new economic corridors. On the other side, the world clings to aging airports choked by delays, diesel-fueled freight lines strangled by inefficiency, and crumbling highways struggling to keep pace with 21st century demands. This looming divide challenges the very definition of global leadership. The United States, which built the 20th century's infrastructure with its iconic interstate highway system and aerospace dominance, faces a reckoning. Its era of defining how people and goods move may be ending. China's 1,000-kilometer-an-hour maglev train is more than transportation. It's a statement of shifting power, technological sovereignty, and economic ambition. Who will control these lanes of the future? Will emerging economies embrace the new mode and leapfrog the West? Will geopolitical alliances realign around infrastructure dependencies? The stakes are no longer abstract. The future's lines are being drawn in steel and vacuum. How did the nation once mocked for copying foreign technology evolve into the architect of the world's most advanced transport system? The answer is layered. A willingness to embrace risk, a top-down vision powered by state resources, and a dogged refusal to wait for international consensus or permission. China's decision to build, rather than ask, sets a precedent. It rewrites the playbook for innovation in the 21st century. This is not just a train, it is a challenge. A mirror held up to the rest of the world. Will you innovate and lead or be left trailing in its wake? The future is moving at 1,000 kilometers per hour. The question now is, who will keep pace? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching this video with us, and catch you in the next one.